wanted to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by none other than Sweet Waters. Sponsored by Sweet Water. If you look right over here to my right, you see a nice little old piece of gear that's sitting here, something that's now near and dear to my heart. I must say, this is the Studio Live, and the guys over at Sweet Water, man, these are some really cool guys. I must say that to have a company that's supporting the content creators like myself, allowing us to do these really cool videos for you guys, or allowing us to showcase these products and let you check them out. You get some questions, you get some feedback about the gear and to see how it works, find out some stuff about it. I think that's really cool for Sweet Water. Granted, I know y'all need to go over there and check out some of the other stuff that's there, but you know, I think you've been able to check out some really cool stuff that I've been playing, been showing you guys, like this microphone, for instance, this Fender bass, and the Studio Live, what I'm talking about today, the Studio Live AR16c. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Studio Live, but I did want to mention the good folks over at Sweet Water for sending this over to me and giving me this opportunity to check it out and to give you guys some real feedback on it. I've been sitting with this thing for a minute now, for about a week, and I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. If any of you guys are interested in knowing more about this thing, I'll put the link after this video. I will put the link below where you can go and find out. And if you're watching it in the replay, the link is already there. But after this video, I'll go and put this link where you can go to Sweet Water. You can check it out, read all the specs, watch all the other videos that you want to watch about it. But you know me, I'm not a real techie guy, but I did want to give you some real-time feedback about this particular mixing board. All right, so let's get right into it. So right off, everything you hear is coming through this mixing board. I mean, my bass. Yeah, so now my bass is coming through here. This microphone is also coming through this mixing board. The cool thing about this is not only good for just a live setup, but I was looking for something. I don't know if any of you guys are like me. I have old gear. I'm one of those type dudes, like, if it ain't broke, I leave it alone. I keep rocking with it, you know what I'm saying? So I have my like old school Presonus 1602, and I really like it, like the first generation joint. And I think I had some problems out of it probably like a year or so ago, and I sent it to Presonus. They were kind enough to go through the machine. I don't know what they did to it, but they sent it back to me, and that joint is like brand new. So I'm not trying to get rid of it. In other words, I really dig the board. It's a lot like this, but it's the 1602. If you're not familiar with that, check that out. Still a great piece of gear. But my only setback with that piece of gear, I have a new MacBook Pro. It runs fine on my old system, but with the new MacBook Pro, I can't find a connection for it. I had a hard time just getting it to connect because it's like old school FireWire. Like, you know, you have to have those FireWire connections. And with the newer computers, well, the older newer computers, you could, do FireWire to Thunderbolt. And I had that working pretty good, but now I can't find anything to make that work. I have some other interfaces that I've used, but I wanted something, just as versatile as that 1602, to give me just as many channels if I wanted to go live, bring the band live like I've been talking about. I wanted something that could handle that. So again, the good folks over at Sweet Water, they sent me this to check it out and see if this kind of fit the need of what I'm looking for, and it actually does. This thing is super dope. I mean, you have pretty much without all the bells and whistles of the Presonus 1602, you pretty much got almost everything there. It's some other little things that board has that this one doesn't have, as far as some of the compressions and all that kind of stuff. But as far as the basic EQ, you got all of that here on this board. They got some really nice preamps in here that you can actually boost even with this microphone. Most of the time with this microphone, you're supposed to get some type of lift to make this microphone be a little louder, but they went ahead and built something in the preamp of this mixer that with like regular podcast microphones and that kind of thing, you don't need any type of lifter if you don't want it. You can use the you can use the board and just go directly into the board and still have enough volume, enough headroom, all that kind of stuff, and you're sweet there. As well, one of the other things that they have here is a super channel. I've heard some people call it the super channel because it does so much stuff, but one of the cool things about it, several of the cool things about it, you can run Bluetooth, You can run in RCA. I don't know, like if you running like a DVD player or something random. I can't think of anything, but whatever you would use the RCA connections for, you can run them right into there. You can use an SD card. If you want to play something from an SD card, you can use that channel to control the volume of the SD card. You can also run in like a regular stereo 8-inch cable, like if you're running something like regular auxiliary cable from your phone, you got an older phone, or if you want to pair your phone, Bluetooth your phone, you can do that as well. I found this morning. I was like, let me try it. I see I could Bluetooth my main computer over to this board and to come through my MacBook. So I'm like, let me try to see if I can run Logic from this computer and just Bluetooth it over. And lo and behold, I was like, yo, this is kind of dope. So I'm running Logic right now. This is what you're hearing. I'm running Logic Bluetooth from my other computer over to this mixing board, just simply by pairing it. So I can play stuff from a different computer, that kind of thing, if I want to do that, or run a session from a completely different situation or whatever. It's cool. I like it. Maybe it don't mean nothing to you, but it's pretty dope for me. So I think that's a pretty dope feature for it to have as well. As well as you have some stereo digital effects, like you can add reverb and that kind of thing. Like, let me add something to this bass so you guys can hear what I'm talking about. So right here, I'm adding like different effects to the bass. Let me see, let's find something else. It's like a nice little concert hall. Let's make it a little bit more drastic so you can really hear it. So I can add that stuff like while I'm playing on this board. I mean, there's tons of, they got like 16 different types of effects that you can add. If I wanted to add that effect to my voice as well, I can add that effect. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really cool. A lot of mixing boards have that, you know, effects feature, but it's really clean. That's the thing I like about this board. It's a really clean sound. It doesn't sound over processed or anything like that. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of run through some of the stuff that's going on with this board. It is phantom powered if you need that feature, as well as most mixing boards are. But yeah, 16 channels. And again, it runs USB, runs straight out USB right into any computer, any device. All you have to do is just kind of download the software if you want to use it on your DAW. Be honest, it showed right up. I didn't really have to download anything for it to show right up, for it to work in this like this streaming software. I didn't have to download anything. It showed right up. If you're doing live podcast, something like that, some type of streaming service, it works great for that. The only time I had to download the universal audio driver is when I got ready to use it in Logic. I do a lot of recording in Logic Pro, so I was able to pull this joint, pull the universal audio. It's simple download. You just simply go to Presonus, or it gives you the instructions, and whenever you purchase it, gives you the instructions of how to do it. It's super simple, and then you put it in Logic Pro and you're good to go. So it works as a recording interface, or you can use it live. Now, the other thing I didn't mention, if you are like using this for a live show, you got a small band, you guys are doing a show, you want to capture your performance, but you don't have a computer there. If you have an SD card, you can simply put that SD card in there and press record, and it will capture your whole performance like a two-track recording. It captures a 2-track, and you have that whole performance recorded with just having this board there, not even having any computer or any other device. And I think that's super dope, because that eliminates you having to bring out an extra computer. If you just want to, you know, kind of low-key capture something, you ain't trying to, you know, we're not trying to put this on iTunes or anything, but we want to capture the recording. That's a pretty dope feature to have that there. So I think I covered almost everything I can think of. I'm gonna go through a few of your comments. So if you have a question that I can answer about this board, be sure to drop it, and I'm gonna try to respond.